one here.
We're gonna go into now. What year did Batman Forever come out? It was like 95.
95. You're right.
Okay, so we're gonna go into Val Kilmer's Batman.
The bat signal is not a beeper.
Now, see,
This to me was the start of the downfall for the franchise.
well, you know, when I was a kid, I actually really loved Batman Forever. But when I went back as an adult and watched it again, I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, this is. I can see the Batman and Robin in this now.
Yeah.
You know, a lot more. You know, it's like, oh no.
It didn't go way over the top campy, but it was getting there.
It was getting there. It was on
And
the road.
I think one of the things about that, what I didn't like Val Kilmer really at all. But and the reason I say that is because when you're being Batman and the guys that play the villain overshadow your performance.
Yeah.
Because Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones, even for what that movie was, they killed it.
Yeah.
I thought they did a great job as the Riddler and Two-Face.
Well, it's just one of the things I look at too with movies. I don't always blame the actors. I blame the writers. Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee played it excellent for the way it
Yeah.
over the top and the start of that campiness and silliness.
But I mean, even though you know he has to work with this director, you know, this director saying let's do it this way, and this writer, you still got to hold Val Kilmer accountable for it because he did not act that part well.
Well, here's where I really start splitting the Batman and the Bruce Wayne up really good, because it's going to flip flop between Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. And I'll explain. Val Kilmer, to me, physically speaking and athletically, done Batman.
Yeah, I mean, because he was a lot more physically. He was very fit enough to do it.
He was very physically fit. He could move around, do everything really well as Batman. But as Bruce Wayne, he fell by the wayside.
Yeah. He didn't have that playboy look.
And he wasn't able to differentiate the two.
Not only did he not really have what I would call the classic Bruce Wayne look, which even Michael Keaton really didn't have it either, but Michael Keaton acted.
Yeah.
You know, he acted. He was able to substitute for it. Val Kilmer just couldn't do it. And so, he overall, like you were saying, Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones overshadowed him because he just couldn't. His acting for that role just wasn't there.
Yeah. Because he couldn't act that role.
No, he couldn't. Not really.
He couldn't split the roles. He said, okay, I gotta be this character, I gotta be this character. Well, the same character, let me just play them both. He can't do that because despite the fact they're the same person, they're two different characters that have to be acted out.
Right, exactly.
So this shows the terrible actor.
Yeah. But
because that is my opinion on it, is I don't even like the way that they stature him as he's out of, hold on, looking for the word, brain fart. To me, it's like he doesn't channel his role. I can't figure out another way to put
that's
perfectly
put, yeah.
You're getting it right. I mean, because
he didn't even want to play the role in the first place.
That's something new. I know he turned down Batman and Robin.
See, that's what I'm saying. He didn't want to do it in the first place because, I mean, he had...
But you want to know what's funny, though? I've heard that the man who created Batman himself said Val Kilmer was his favorite Batman.
Oh.
I'm serious. Bob Kane said that Val Kilmer was his favorite. That was probably up to that time.
Going back to turning down roles, I'm going to step back to Keaton for a second. He actually was offered Batman Forever.
But the script was
so bad. They offered $25 million to don the Batsuit again. He read the script. First off, his big complaint was Tim Burton wasn't directing.
Yeah,
and then he read the script and he said he would not do it because he said, quote, the script was shit.
Well,
so that's why he turned it down. And he turned down a $25 million payday on top of it.
Yeah. And for $25 million in the mid-90s, that is a
lot of
money.
But I honestly, I get what you're saying. He couldn't channel the Batman character.
Yeah.
The throwback between Batman and Robin, all back to 1966, was actually kind of funny.
Okay, so anybody else got anything to say about Val Kilmer?
I guess, well, I don't know. I didn't know that he
If
didn't
it's
really
not
want to.
nice, you're not supposed to say it.
But that's what we're here for, though. That's what this is about. It's a round table discussion.
We don't give a shit.
I didn't know that he didn't want to play the Batman in Forever. That's something new to her. I know he turned down Batman and Robin, obviously. But I was going to say a valiant effort, but it just wasn't
Well,
there.
so
He wasn't channeling it like he should have been.
If you read
so-
it from one of them pages or whatever, they offered him the role at first and he turned it down. And then they ended up offering him more money and he accepted it, but he
Gotcha.
really didn't want to.
So he took it
Only for paycheck.
only for financial.
Which means he didn't have any investment in the character anyway, if he was in it for just a paycheck. Which is probably one of the reasons why his portrayal was...
He didn't bother trying to
Exactly.
actually create both characters.
Well, you know, speaking of, I know we're talking about Batman, but just touching on Crystal Dawn's Robin, he was actually trying.
Yeah.
In that movie, you could tell he was trying.
I
channel the Robin
honestly think
character
he tried
as Dick
too hard to
Grayson.
be a little bit more Burt Ward, especially when you get into Batman and Robin, as opposed to trying to make him his
Batman
own
Robin
character.
for sure. But in Batman Forever, he's trying to kind of take the Robin character a little seriously. You know.
Because if you, I know what
Exactly.
you're pointing out here. They get on that island, holy rusted metal Batman!
That's the middle Batman. Yeah, exactly.
So I knew where you were going with that. I figured I'd throw that one out there.
Yeah. And that right there was probably the true signaling of the end for the Joe Schumacher Batman.
Yeah.
You know.
So we're going to go and get into that final nail in the coffin. Batman and Robin.
Oh, dear Jesus.
George Clooney is Batman.
This is why Superman works alone.
And I had no hopes for this movie when I heard that announced.
Was it George Clooney or Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze?
I honestly, when I said Schwarzenegger was going to play Mr. Freeze, I thought that might work. Because he kind of looked like it.
Even at first, I thought, well, maybe this is something different. He might actually do good at first.
Yeah.
And then, the movie, the movie.
Because when I first heard it announced, George Clooney is going to be portraying Batman, my first one I was like, what the hell? I mean, how is George Clooney going to play Batman?
I don't have a problem with that one.
Get out.
He has a good Bruce.
Bat nipples, real. Well, if you look back at it, there's actually bat nipples in Batman Forever, but it's more pointed out.
But now here's here's that division swap that I was talking about. I said Val Kilmer actually played a pretty, for the most part, an okay kind of good Batman because of his athleticism, but he was a kind of a shit Bruce Wayne.
Complete opposite
with
It's
George Clooney.
opposite.
He's a shit Batman.
But he was a good Bruce
He
Wayne.
was a good Bruce Wayne because he's suave, he's got the look, everything.
See, that's why I don't have
And
a
that's why I
problem
was
with
willing
that
to
one.
give it a chance, is because, okay, George Clooney, at the time he was the Hollywood it guy,
Yeah.
handsome, like, okay, he'd make a good Bruce Wayne. How's he going to do with Batman? Because I don't think you've seen him in any kind of action role or anything like that. You mostly knew him from ER.
Well, he did play From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he did play Dusk from Dawn, but it's like he played a very serious.
Which I love that movie, by the way.
Oh, I do too. He played a very serious role in that one, so it's like, can you not kind of channel a little bit of that into Batman?
What's it,
That would be like Christian Bale channeling his American Psycho, into Batman Begins, which we'll get into later.
Just one thing, product placement throughout all 4 of the first Batman movies and everything. The American Express card. And the first one, right at the beginning, guy takes
Oh, that is a good.
American Express, never leaves home without it.
That's very
And
good.
throughout every single one, there's that, and then they're sitting there betting on Ivy in Batman and Robin. All of a sudden, Batman says, George Clooney says a price and pulls out the fucking, that's a utility belt, not a money belt. Ching! Then pulls out a fucking credit card.
without it. Like, really? That movie was horribly campy.
Final
Nail in the coffin.
One of the things that yeah. One of the things that kind of bothered me was, okay, Batman's in the Batmobile. They just got dressed. They're ready to go. They suited up, and Commissioner Gordon's giving them a rundown on who this villain is, And he's like, Mr. Freeze, like they've never heard of him before.
Yeah.
And then they get there and they start fighting the hockey team from hell, as Robin says. And then all of a sudden they hit their feet together, ice skates come out. What? You didn't even know who this guy was.
Yeah,
I mean,
they overutilized
Yeah.
Batman and all of it. Now, we're bashing this. You liked it. I want to hear your vocal why you liked this movie.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I got something on Chris O'Donnell's Robin.
I happen to enjoy the fact that he plays the part kind of well, because for me, I like the way the suit is on him. It's not like he's crunched up in it. It's adjusted to his size.
Well, they try to do that with every actor, except Adam West.
Okay, you got to at least be fair here. This is the 4th time they've done a Batman movie like this, so they've got a little bit more experience at tailoring the rubber suit to the person than they did with Michael Keaton. You know, I mean, that was the first time out.
Yeah.
You know, and the bat suits get better as time goes on, as we'll see, because the last few incarnations of Batman, the bat suits have been outstanding.
Yeah.
But
I like the way he is to me. He's not too dark, but he's also not.
He's not a wimp.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, I guess that kind of goes, with that. How can I put this? The sort of new agey Batman. I mean, he wasn't as violent as you've seen in past incarnations, especially with Michael Keaton's Batman.
yeah.
I just thought it was a piss poor movie altogether. Again, going back to the story with
Okay, well,
David.
when you look at the movie as a whole.
But see, I have more respect for the '66 Batman movie because it does what it needs. It owns what it's doing. You know, it's campy, it's flashy, it's over the top, but it owns what it is. Whereas Batman and Robin, it's just, we're so used to the movies at this point being dark and gritty, and and by the time we get to this, it's like you done fallen by the wayside because this is not what we were accustomed to.
Now,
Well,
going
there's
back.
not a series anywhere you're going to find, or franchise, where they all remain the same. The mood always changes, no matter what we're talking about. Even when we're talking about the Freddys, he gets darker in some of them than others. Batman is the same way.
I can't agree with you there. Because you look at the Dark Knight trilogy, Christian Bale did that across the board.
He did. He did it across the board. Matter of fact, to a certain degree, he might have even gotten darker with each movie.
Yeah.
In some way.
Because you could see that start to slip. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Some of them are still darker than others, though. I like the fact that for me, that one's in there and it's more of a jokingly manner than it is just violence. Now, don't get me wrong, I probably love violence more than most people. But but I just like the way that movie is portrayed. I kind of figured that would be the one that we all disagreed on, because I figured everyone would hate that one but me.
Now, I'm going to tell you guys one story, and I guess we can move on after that.
But you know what? There's one positive throughout the entire series of the first 4 Batman movies. Michael Gough's Alfred.
Yeah.
Michael Gough, I don't know.
I think it's Michael Gough.
Okay. He
did great.
He did a fantastic job. He really never changed. He played the Alfred character in Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin almost the exact same way.
Yeah.
He was consistent.
Alfred,
Top-notch actor. Had the Alfred down pat.
Yeah. Now, me and David, we went and watched Batman and Robin in the theaters when it came out. We came out of there, and I hated that movie from jump. 1998, me and him would go to the movie, and we walk out, and I told him specifically, and you guys will get this joke. I told him, man, I was waiting for one pal to come across that screen just to finish that movie off, man.
Yeah. Oh, you told me that before. Yeah, you're absolutely right, because that would have, yeah.
I was just waiting for that to finish it off.
With Batman and Robin, Chris O'Donnell's Robin, I read something. He was actually trying to pull more of the breaking away of Dick Grayson, which is where Nightwing comes in. Which is why his Robin was the way
he came off kind of whiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came off kind of whiny, and the cheese factor was up more. The Burt Ward kind of feel.
Yeah.
In Batman and Robin, it wasn't Batman Forever, because in Batman Forever he was actually taking the role very seriously.
And I think we've overlooked the big elephant in the room here, Bane.
Yeah, you're right.
They totally butchered that character.
Oh,
they made him
a Frankenstein muscle-bound monster.
Yeah.
instead of the intelligent person he actually was.
Because up until
and then they made it also based off that the Venom concentration was not his; it was someone else's. He came up with the Venom concentration.
You know, Bane is not this stupid muscle-bound idiot. Actually, he was the first. He was actually in the comics he was the first villain to defeat the Batman.
Yeah.
He broke the Batman's back.
Yeah. All right, so we've expressed our hatred for George Clooney long enough. I think we've gotten that out of our system.